Good morning. Happy Tuesday. How is everybody on this lovely Tuesday chilly morning? Cold. Woohoo! Well, just get real close to your neighbors. Now's your chance. Snuggle up. Get warm. Today is the 18th. It's February. It is stinking cold this morning. I've got to admit. I left my garage, and then I could watch the numbers just drop slowly as I drive down the block. Slowly. 5 below, 6 below. Oh my goodness. So it is called living in Minnesota, is it not? You get what you get. There's nothing you can do about it, really. Okay, all right, so I'll tell you what's going on for the week, and then I'll hand it over to Jeff, per usual. Today at 10 a.m. up in Marion Hall, we have Todd Lefko here. So he is going to be speaking on artificial intelligence and national security. And I'll just write what his little brief is on this. So artificial intelligence is changing how we work, gain information, and build relationships. It has both positive and negative aspects for how we relate to others. Disinformation, falsehoods, and threats have become persuasive for millions across the globe. Time required for analysis and potential cooperation has become instant rather than allowing consideration for truthfulness. If what we believe is based on what we see, read, and hear, what is truth any longer? We will discuss the impact upon elections, diplomacy, and how we determine reality. With the combination of virtual reality and AI, we will discuss how we might protect ourselves from those who depend upon lies and falsehoods for power. And it is kind of interesting how things have really changed. We can pick up our devices and we get information quickly, and not all of it is real. It's a spontaneous spit up of information. So it's kind of a really interesting time. So I'm glad Todd is here. I think it should be an interesting discussion. So 10 a.m. Marion Hall today. Today is also our birthday celebration. So make sure that if you're available at 3, we have our happy hour and appetizer in the East Lobby, and we also have entertainment, and we have Bobby and Christine. They're a couple singers and musicians here for your enjoyment at 3:30. I also want to make sure that you know that 1 p.m. is our open art studio, so if you are available, that's a fun thing to do today. And also, let's see here, that's what we have for today. Wednesday the 19th, tomorrow, we have our TED Talks, and there's 3 topics for $9.91 for your enjoyment. Getting governing back into politics, rethinking heart health, and what holds us back and how to break free. Those are the 3 topics for TED Talks for tomorrow.
What was the last one?
What holds us back and how to break free. No time like the present, right? To reanalyze things. All right, 1 p.m. on Wednesdays, we have our writing group. 1:30, we have 500. 3 p.m., we have alterations tomorrow. You can sign up for that by my office in that book. 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, of course, we have bingo. Thursday the 20th, 9/11, we have our recorded coffee chats. 10 a.m. is our Vision Loss Support Group in Marion Hall. Also, this Thursday is our 11 to 1 o'clock tech class with Dennis. So you might have noticed these are the little flyers that are floating around. It's from 11 to 1, tech device security, internet safety, credit freeze, and more. It's free. If you are available not going on the excursion, it's a great opportunity for free tech information. So it's this Thursday, Marion Hall. He has shared he's going to be serving food, I guess at lunch or snacks or something like that. So that's always a win-win. Get some free tech and get a snack and some food. So 11 at 1, that's this Thursday. Let's see here, what else do we have? I think I have Thursday. Oh, let's see here. This Thursday is our excursion to the Jason Show. So if you have signed up for that, I'm going to be going through that once again just to make sure I have your name on there, because I have to communicate with the Jason show, let them know who is going. I have to give them your name, information, and our group. And so make sure you have an ID when you leave here on Thursday to go to the Jason show. I think that's the only requirement, is you have to have an ID. So I'm just double checking who's going and who's not, so that when you're there, they have your name, so you're able to get in. So bring an ID, and that leaves at 8:30 a.m. Okay, Friday, the 21st, we have 1 p.m. We have our coffee chats. We have bridge and poker on Fridays at 1 p.m. 4 p.m. is our happy hour, of course, every Friday, and 7 p.m. is our movie. This is a great movie. It's 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. That's a great musical. A pretty young cook marries a grizzled old woodsman. The woman is shocked to meet 6 ill-mannered brothers living in his cabin. Has everyone seen that movie, that musical? Such a fabulous classic. So 7 p.m. this Friday. Saturday the 22nd, we have 8 a.m., we have men's breakfast, and 7 p.m. we have bingo on Saturdays. Next Monday the 24th, 1 p.m. we have knit and chat, and 7 p.m. we have 500 and point players. That is what I have for the week. Any questions? You're so easy. I'll hand it over to him. He gets the tough questions oftentimes, and that's okay with me. All right, have a fabulous day, everybody.
Jillian, what are you drinking?
Coffee.
What's that stuff in it?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay. It looks like she's got oil or something floating on her coffee.
It's just coffee.
Flavoring.
Flavoring. Yeah.
It is good.
Okay.
He's right.
I'm thinking you will have some questions for me once we get going here. Okay. Patty is double checking the sheets that I prepared for your letters announcing, giving you your rent increase. Okay? I'm not down here to talk about the rent increase. We can talk about those individually. I guess I am for just a little bit. The rent increase for most of you is going to be about 3%. Anyone that gets more than a 3% increase has probably been here almost 18 months. If you were to move into Ridge Point today, we would not have your lease expire on May 30th like everyone else that lives here. We would have it expire on, April 30th, on April 30th, 2026. We'd give you a lease longer than 1 year. You'd pay more, that's why we're not gonna talk about it. So, some of you won't get a rent increase. That's because your lease goes until April 30th, 2026. Now, what I wanted to talk about mostly here was the optional charges that we have at Ridge Point. Okay? We'll start with the garage. The garage is going from $75 to $100. It's still cheaper than any garage in the area. Part of the reason for the increase is that some of you save money and leave the garage. There's a lot of people here that have a garage, they don't really use their car, and we are weekly, we have someone not rent an apartment here because they can't find a garage. How many of you are on the garage wait list? Norma, how long have you been on the garage wait list?
Well, it was by choice.
Okay, Sandy, how long have you been on the list?
For a year.
And he moved in on the list.
Yes.
So we're waiting a year for an apartment, and you can go through the garage and you can see a lot of those garages have lots and lots of dust, or cars have lots and lots of dust on them. Norma.
If I have a question on that.
Yeah.
If people are using it as a storage unit, why aren't those people contacted to say you haven't moved your car and we have people on the wait list that want to move their car?
We have contacted pretty much everyone that doesn't seem to use their car, and they say, I want that garage, I've got it. We don't have any teeth to get them to move it. Now what we've, in our lease, the new lease, which there will be a new lease, it says you need a valid driver's license and your car needs to be operational. Now, that might just spur someone on to go get their car repaired so it works. I don't know, but the garages are a huge, huge problem for us, the biggest problem, and they're going up to $100. The second person fee is going from $40 to $50. That's a result of the dinners going from $15 to $17. Okay? Now that may sound like a lot, but the thing about a lot of these charges is many of you can elect not to do them, and there's 3 meals included in your rent already. So we could be charging $50 for those meals. If they're included in your rent, it's no extra money out of your pocket. A lion's share of the people that live here don't eat more than 3 meals. Okay, so on to food. Oh, one other thing with meals. Everyone talks about the price of eggs and how ungodly expensive they are. Well, there might be other things. I know that grapes, I bought some grapes because they were $2.99 a pound. That was like half the price that they have been. But when it comes to things like meats and the more expensive things that we serve, and if the market on items like that goes crazy, we reserve the right to charge a premium on some of the meals. And there again, that's all optional, but we had prime rib last week, and there were a number of people that weren't happy with the cut they got and received and all that stuff. Okay, so if we want to give everyone, if we want to make sure that every plate looks the way we want it and you want it, we might have to buy a little extra. We're talking about trimming off the fat, in case anyone... Okay, so if we're going to do that, we have to buy a lot more at $15 a pound. You understand. We did talk about some of these things with the food committee, and that doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, everyone here endorsed it, but what that does mean is we didn't go into it with our eyes, with tunnel vision, not caring what people thought. That being said, how do people feel about paying a premium for, say, a steak dinner or something like that? Can still use it for one of your 3. It's just that instead of it being included, we'd add $5 if it was $22, say. All right? Lunch. The meal is going to be $7 from 5. A meal with a cup of soup is $8.75. A meal with a bowl of soup is $9.50. Okay, a cup of soup is $2.25, and a bowl of soup is $3.50. So,
Where can you eat for that price?
where can you eat for that price?
Can't eat at McDonald's.
We'll be posting all this stuff on bulletin boards, so you'll be able to see it. It's not going to be included in the letter because the letter would get way too long if we did that. So, and I kind of wanted to talk with you folks about it. Okay, laundry.
Effective date.
All this is effective, thank you, Roger. All this is effective May 1st, the same date as the rent increase. Laundry is going to $30 a load. And you're welcome to go have Pilgrim do your laundry, and they'll do it for $45 a load. And you have to wait a week. So we've been doing laundry for $10 a load. We've been 15. We've been selling lunch for $5. Well, I don't believe, we're still below people. We're not gouging. We're just catching up with the times a little bit. If anything, we need to just be reasonable. And like I said before, all of these charges are optional. Making a bed, as long as you have your sheets and stuff laundered here, we're going to charge you $20 to make your bed. Okay? And lastly, does anyone have any questions? Norma?
I have a comment.
Yep.
When we're talking about laundry. Yes, Sunday I did laundry, and there was somebody's laundry in the dryer the entire time before I got my first load in. I think it's only common courtesy to get your laundry out of the washers and dryers, because I will not touch anybody else's laundry. That's A. B, there is a mound of clothes underneath the counter. Who they belong to, no clue, but their plastic bags are just laying there. So
There are certain things that have gone on since the beginning of time. One of the most prevalent ones is people not taking their laundry out of the washer or dryer when it's time, not keeping track. We can do a lot of things here. We cannot legislate morality. I mean, all I can say is just be a good neighbor, folks, and keep an eye on your laundry, and when it's ready, get down there. It's very, very frustrating when people want to get their laundry done. They might say, oh, I've got to be somewhere at 3 o'clock, and I can get a load done here quick, and half hour to wash and an hour to dry, and I'm good to go. You get it all washed and the dryers are all full and not running. Frustrating. So, I hear ya. Does anyone have any suggestions on what we can do? Jillian suggested we lop off someone's hand if they, what was that, Sandy?
Put up a reminder.
Reminders, there's reminders all over. There's too many signs already. I don't like signs.
Would it be possible that I don't know if require is the right word, but to suggest that people that are using those appliances put their name on?
Would, Fred said, would it be possible that we require, depending on how far along it goes, that we have someone put their name on the appliance that they're using?
You have a wicked whiteboard where you write your name.
Fred, I like that idea so much I might make it my own. I don't want to give you credit for it.
a Post-it note.
Yeah, Sherry?
There's a very kind resident who takes small magnetic attachments with your apartment number on it. So if you can take the apartment number, look at the resident directory, that person can be called.
Well, right, we could either put the apartment, we're picking nits at that point. All we need to do is decide on how we want to do it and give it a shot. Does that sound like something we might want to try?
Yeah.
Personally, I like the idea of the whiteboard. Whiteboard, you could say, I'm playing cards down in the atrium, or no, I mean,
Housekeepers just write their name on a paper towel.
Name, that's it.
we'll figure something out. Okay, excellent. Last, the landline telephone is going up to $45. No, The landline phone is going away. There's no charge for the landline phone. One of the questions I have is, how many of you don't use your landline phone? How many of you are just cell? Okay. So the front desk will call you on your cell phone if they need you?
They have, yes.
Okay, so do we do a resident directory that includes landline numbers and cell phones? I called Rose Point. Rose Point doesn't have an in-house phone system like we do. There you just get your phone through the local phone company, and they have two directories. One directory for the front desk that has everyone's number, and a second directory that only publishes those that people want to share their number. So if you didn't...
Right, there are people that say, I don't ever pick up my landline. They won't pick up their landline.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. We could have a directory that if I use my landline and you use your cell, my landline will be in there and your cell will be in there. And instead of a 4-digit number for the directory, we just put a 10-digit number. What's that, Maureen? And for those that don't have cell phones, they would use their landline, and we'd have a phone number for them. It's not going away. No. At some point, here's my biggest fear on the phones. It's not going away, but if something were to happen to that phone system, I don't want to replace it. When we replaced it 7-8 years ago, it was close to, well, no, now it's 15 or 20. It was close to $100,000. And I wouldn't want to spend $100 grand on something that's not going to generate any revenue. And there is the option of using Comcast. If you want a landline, you can use a modem, but there's a few problems. Those that don't have a modem are usually the ones that use landlines. But we'll figure all that out. So I just completely walked the fence there, didn't I? We'll keep it going as best we can.
Okay.
But to say we're going to invest a lot of money in there, I don't want to say that. It would be better for us to figure out a way to get you telephone for $30 a month. You know what I mean? Annette? Excuse me? We can program a cell phone into the lobby. The question was, how do you let a visitor in? And we can program that. We got to figure out how to do it, but we can do it. The $45 was for a joke.